It's been over a year since Citroen has, brought their C5 Aircross to India, and that was their first product. While a lot of people might have had apprehensions about the brand, but the brand is pretty serious about its business in India. How do we know that? Well, they launched the Citroen C5 Aircross, then they launched the C3, which is made in India, and now they have already brought a facelift of the C5 Aircross, which means that they mean business. They are pretty serious about the Indian market. Welcome back to Motoroids. My name is Vipul, and in this video we're going to tell you everything about the new Citroen C5 Aircross. Now, this facelifted C5 Aircross comes with a lot of new changes, and the very obvious one is this Eclipse blue colorway, which looks really gorgeous, and it had a lot of heads turning while we were driving around testing this car. Even the cops could not resist themselves. They had to stop me and ask me what car this was and how much it is and the mileage, etc. But that being said, let's take a look at what are the design changes. Firstly, you'll see that this is a completely new grille. First up, you get these V-shaped LED DRLs that extend all the way right here and then merge into this slats, the two slats that extend to the Citroen logo. Now, if you see the previous car, these slats were one single piece. They looked like a one single body, but now they have been cut off right here so that the Citroen logo looks a little bit prominent and gets its own character. Moving on, this moves all the way back right here, making this V shape. Besides that, you get this piano black finish right here, which again gives it a little more character. If you move down, you will see a redesigned bumper. You get satin silver finish right here, and what this looks like a space for radar, which might indicate that the next version of the C5 Aircross might get ADAS features as well. Now, why do I say that? Because there is a space for a camera and on the windscreen as well. So yes, maybe in the future we will see ADAS features on the C5 Aircross. Now, another interesting change is this air curtain. So this vent right here, it's not there just for show, not for aesthetics, but it is functional as well. And to prove that, we have this stick, and I'm going to insert it through here and show you it comes out from the other end, which means that this forms an air curtain which pushes air right through here and then deflects the air over the tires, reducing the overall drag of the vehicle, which is really nice. And you also get these LED projector fog lamps, which also get the cornering functions. Now, if you look at the car from the side, the overall silhouette hasn't changed a lot. However, what you will notice are these new redesigned 18-inch alloys. The car is running on 235 by 55 tires, and these are what Citroen calls pulsar wheels. Not like the bike Pulsar, this is what they call it. But yes, they look really gorgeous, and overall increase the appeal of this SUV. Now, it has the same proportions, same dimensions. There's nothing new right here. You get black cladding for the side. This has changed from satin silver to a dark chrome finish, which looks rather nice. But on the dark color, I would have liked a more contrasting finish, which would have kind of highlighted the overall look. But it is what it is. It does not look bad. Besides that, what you might have also noticed is a dual tone color scheme. So you get the Eclipse blue at the bottom and you get a black finish on top. The roof rails are also blacked out. There are no accents right here. And coming to the rear now, you will notice that the tail lamps have now been changed. So you used to get these four pieces of light right here, which used to give the Citroen C5 Aircross a unique look, but that has been changed, and now you get only three pieces. Does not look bad as well. It looks nice when it's lit up. Here you have the Citroen logo, also now in black and chrome. and you get the Citroen branding right here along with the C5 Aircross name tag. And the bumper here is fully black. There's no dual tone treatment here, no satin silver finish. However, you get chrome tips right here. Now these are not functional, these are just for show. The real exhaust pipes are right here. You get two of them, but they are right here. So those were all the exterior changes on the new C5 Aircross. Now let's get inside and see what's new inside. There are a lot of changes on the inside as well. So before we get inside, let's have a look at the key as well. There's nothing different right here. You get the same lock, unlock, and boot open button. You used to get a light button also, which is now changed to a boot opener. To get in, you have keyless entry, so you can just open the door like so and get into the car. Now on the door itself, very few changes. You'll see a new stitching right here, which is in blue, and I believe it's because the car color is Eclipse blue. We have blue contrasting stitching on this black upholstery. Now if you look at the interior upholstery, there's a lot of black right here. The gray has been toned down and very few elements now have the gray color. So let's get into the driver's seat and I'll tell you what all is new. Now this seat is pretty familiar. The steering wheel is the same, no changes whatsoever on the steering wheel. You get the same Citroen logo, the same button layout. The top is flat, the bottom is flat, kind of a curved hexagon if you want to call that. You get the same paddle shifters. However, now you get a redesigned instrument console, and if you see, the layout has been changed to some extent. You get all the same information. However, the design is now different. Things are more clearer and more cleaner, and the shapes and boxes have gone away and you get a very clean design. So even if you change the details right here, you can customize everything. You'll see everything has a very neat and clean design. So that's what's new with the instrument console. Another main highlight or a major change is the complete overhaul of this elements right here. Previously you used to get an integrated infotainment system which was flanked by the AC vents, but now you get a floating infotainment system along with the AC vents right here, right below it, and you get touch sensitive controls here. Although you're going to take some time to get used to these controls, as the knobs and buttons have now gone. This is all touch sensitive. But yes, it is a nice addition. However, this right here and the screen both are fingerprint magnets, so yeah, you'll have to keep a cloth to keep cleaning them. Now moving here, you will notice that the gear selector is missing, the knob is missing. Here you get a button to get your shifts, and obviously you cannot shift up and down using this lever. When you go into manual mode, you will have to use the paddle shifters. Now drive modes, you had a knob, you had dedicated buttons on the previous car for the drive modes, and then you had a dial for the terrain modes. Now these buttons right here, they control the drive mode as well as the terrain modes. You get a cubby hole right here. This portion right here is similar like the previous car, nothing has changed here. Now you get a wireless charger as well. You get one more USB port. The previous car got only one, this gets two, and you get a 12-volt socket right here as well. Besides that, if you look at the dashboard, you get same leather. This is plastic, but it's of good quality, not scratchy cheap quality. This is also plastic, but again good quality. Blue stitching right here like we saw on the door panels. You get blue stitching on the seats as well. Now talking about the seats, they also have got a little bit of a overhaul. So previously you got those square blocks, but now you have these cylindrical pieces. The comfort hasn't changed at all, so don't worry about that, but it's just aesthetically they look different now. The gray is more darker and looks really nice. Overall complements the entire cabin. Not a lot of changes in the rear seat. You get the same gray finish on the top. along with the blue stitching on the seats as well. Now some parts of the seat are stitched in blue and some are stitched in white to give a contrasting look. Not a lot, there are no changes in the car mechanically. However, we're going to take a ride, take it for a spin and let you know if there is any change in the comfort, the ride, the handling. So let's go for a ride and tell you what this car drives like. Now we are driving the all new Citroen C5 Aircross, and there's no change mechanically per se to this car. It has the same 2-liter engine that produces 177 PS of power and 400 Newton meters of torque, making it the most one of the most powerful SUVs in this segment and in this price point. Now, while the strengths of this car have been its comfort and the ride quality, nothing has changed in terms of this new car as well. You get a very plush ride, and Citroen calls this the magic carpet or the flying carpet, is what they like to call this car. It does stand true for that moniker, simply because you will not feel any undulations or any bumps while you are driving this car, and that's because of the suspension setup of this car. Even on roads where you have rumblers, you can just drive through them and you will not feel a thing inside the cabin. Now the seat is very comfortable, it's plush, the cushioning is just right, and even when you will be on longer journeys, you will be doing longer journeys, you will not feel tired, and you could go on and on and on for hours. You can drive for hours without feeling any fatigue. So overall, the ride and handling of this car are phenomenal. They are one of the best in the segment. Also, the gearbox that it is mated to, it's very the gearbox does complement the engine very, very well. The shifts are quick, there's no lag, and talking about lag, turbo lag on this car is one of the minimals, and you will not feel that the car is gasping for power. You just put your foot down and you start getting a move on. So you do not have to drive the car in the higher rev range. You will be in the mid, and whenever you want a boost, you just put your foot down and the car will dart forward. So acceleration is also pretty good, pretty impressive, and it's one of the fastest accelerating cars in this segment. Overall, the performance is really, really good. Now coming to the mileage, the ARI figures for this car are 17.5 kmpl. From what we have driven the car so far, it gives about 13 to 14 kilometers to the liter within the city. When you're going in stop-go traffic, it should be a little less, but in normal city conditions, it's anywhere between 13 to 14. On the highways, you can get in the range of 18 to 19 kmpl. So overall, you should be able to get 14 to 16 kmpl very comfortably with the C5 Aircross. So overall, this is not only a driver's car, but if you like to be chauffeur driven, you will be really comfortable in the back seat. But if you're someone who likes to drive, you're going to have a lot of fun on the wheel as well. And if you're not happy with how the shifts are made on the automatic gearbox, you just move to manual, and then you can use the paddle shifters to make the gear shifts. Now the car also comes with driving modes and terrain modes. What Citroen calls it is grip modes. Now to change the driving modes, you need to use these buttons right here. You can go into sport, then you have the normal mode, and you have the eco mode. So these are the three driving modes that you can use, but the same button also performs the same functions as the driving mode, and you can go from sand, mud, and snow. So these are the three grip modes, and the performance in the eco mode is a little sluggish. It's good for city driving, so if you want the best of the mileage and you're driving in traffic, that's the mode that you should be in. so that you get the maximum mileage, because you don't need spirited performance when you are in traffic. The normal mode is pretty well balanced, and that's where you will get a balance of power and fuel efficiency, which is very sufficient in normal city driving. But if you want to have a little spirited driving, you need to want to have fun, you can shift the car in sports mode, and that's where you get the best of the performance, and you will really enjoy yourself on the wheel. So this was the all new Citroen C5 Aircross for you, and the car has got a lot of new changes externally and on the interiors as well. It looks more appealing now, looks more premium. This new colorway, it's one of my favorite colors, and it really looks ravishing in this color. Now, while Citroen has made a lot of changes to the exterior, to the interiors, and a lot of them are good, however, like we see right here, this car is ready for getting ADAS features. So Citroen should have capitalized on this opportunity of getting a facelifted version of the C5 Aircross and given ADAS features on the car. We don't know, there might be a future update, and I say this because this car goes head to head with the Hyundai Tucson, and with the suite of ADAS features that the Tucson gets, the C5 Aircross will be lacking on that one aspect. Other than that, the price is pretty close. So it's the price starts around 37 lakhs at showroom, and it is pretty closely priced with the Hyundai Tucson. However, the Citroen C5 does not get a petrol version, it gets only the 2-liter diesel, and which is closely priced to the diesel version of the Tucson. So you can also compare this car to the Jeep Compass or the Jeep Meridian, but they sit a segment below. This is a more luxurious, more premium car, and it is very comfortable. Like I said while I was driving the car as well, this is one of the most comfortable car in this segment. If you're someone who's looking for a comfortable car for your entire family, family of 5 can travel in this car very comfortably, even for longer journeys. So yes, this car is for someone who's looking for a car which is very comfortable, which is safe, and has a very good ride quality, along with great handling as well. The car handles well, it has the best suspension and the best comfort in this class. So besides that, you also get a car that looks different from the lot. It is a big, brawny SUV look, and though it does not have a lot of cuts and creases, the looks are pretty imposing, and it's going to turn a lot of heads. We have also spoken to a few of the Citroen C5 users, and from what we have heard, the sales and service, especially the after-sales service of the car, is really good, and which is why you can buy this car without any worry. Citroen delivers on the Citroen promise, and you get a good experience even after you have bought the car. Let us know, what do you think about this car, if you like the car, and what other changes you would like to see in a future update. What features did Citroen miss on, and let us know in the comments. This is Vipul signing off. I will see you in the next video. Until then, rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.